Hello, Parker Posse. How are you all today? Yes, it is late on Monday. I was gonna come live today, and then I was my hair wasn't done. I was just like, I was gonna come on with a bonnet, and I was like, I refuse to do that. Maybe I'll take that off of there for a minute. So I decided I'd do a quick little video before I went to bed. I was supposed to be in the bed by 10. Here it is, 11. Almost. I wanted to play this little clip by, how does he pronounce his name? Is it Meyer? Bill Meyer, I think that is. I'm sure someone will correct me. But, and then I want you guys to tell me what you think. But before I get to the video, what I had wanted to talk about on Saturday, I think it was Saturday when I said I was going to do a live. I ended up talking to my sisters. And when we do sister talk, I know it's crazy, but we can talk for hours. I mean, like, not an hour, not 2 hours. I mean, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 hours. Literally, I talked to my sister one time, 10 hours. What we talk about, oh my gosh, the topics are numerous. I come from a talking family. Yeah. And so that's what I did, because one sister just closed on a house. And congratulations, my sissy in Michigan. Her and her husband just closed on a house. And my sister that lives here, her horrible, horrible, horrible neighbors just moved out on Saturday. So yes, after 2 years of, I mean, it's been pure torture for her. 2 years. So yes, we were celebrating that. So I thought family time was a little bit, more important for me. Maybe not for you guys. I understand. Okay, so one of the topics I wanted to talk about is I heard, because I was just kind of confused as to why. First of all, they're lying and saying that there is genocide of the South African Caucasian farmers, which we all know that that's not true. You can look it up. It's not true. What is true is South Africa has a lot of crime, just like different pockets of the United States. And there has been some unaliving of some farmers, but it was farmers across the, the gambit. Farmers of all races. So it wasn't just that group. But have you heard of, now I'm going to forget the word. Oh, crap. It's not, I'm going to say something like replenish, okay, I can't think of the word now. And I knew after I took my shower, I was saying it so that I could remember it. And now, what the heck? I can't remember it. Y'all know, me and my brain cells. But I'm going to call it replenish project. That our person that's up there, that's supposed to be in charge, it's sort of like repopulating, but by using other countries' peoples. So, in the 2025 plan that they have, that nobody believed that was true, and that he said he didn't know anything about it, and all that crap. And it was all a lie, because that's actually the game plan that they have been playing so far. So, one of the things about that is the fact that the reason why they're pushing the not having strong abortion laws, getting rid of Roe versus Wade, there are a lot of a lot of companies who are now starting not to cover birth control on your insurance. I'm not going to name some of the ones that I know for sure that do not cover it, because I used to work in health insurance. And so, which of course, this is all making it very difficult for us as women, if you're still in the childbirthing ages, which I am not, praise the Lord. So, it's not for us, and for, I know I have subscribers from everywhere and of all races. This is not a racist rant. I for hopefully is educating everyone who doesn't know this stuff. And please go look it up yourself. Please do. And if I'm wrong, come back and tell me. if I'm wrong. So one of the things they're wanting to do is, because it has been shown, and this is from years, I want to say I first heard about this maybe, I'm sure over 10 years ago, that they were talking about like in the year 2036 or somewhere between now and 10 years, people of color are going to outnumber people of non-color. Which, I mean, it is what it is. And then, you got to figure it's part of the United States' fault, because we have generations now who dating someone and marrying someone of another race is not an issue for them. But when you, and I'm going all over the place with this, but the issue is, if you take a Caucasian woman, she marries an African American man, and they have a child, the child is going to be considered African American. Yeah. And that's just any child. If one parent is Caucasian and the other parent is African American or Hispanic or from a Latin country or from Africa or wherever, if it's one of the mates is of color, their race, darker persuasion, I should just say, that's what they're going to say the race of the child is. So, by doing that, that made us not just have people who are non-Caucasian who are having babies. Now you add those babies, which then now makes it where, yeah, they're going to outnumber you. So that has become an issue because, and I'm not saying all Caucasians, please. I'm saying there is a segment who feel like they're losing their power and their position in the United States. So because they cannot force Caucasian women to pump out babies, I guess, every hour of the day, they are trying to get the population of that race back up. So one of the things they're doing is doing stuff like saying that there is genocide of South African farmers so that they can bring them over here, and that would make the population go up. But what they didn't think about was, you know what? Those farmers who they brought over, if they decide to get dual citizenship, they are the prime people for the title of African American, because they are South Africans, and then they would become Americans. So there you go. You got your African American. Isn't that so ironic? I thought that was so funny. But yeah, but I was going to want to know what y'all thought about that whole thing of them trying to get people from other countries to help boost up the numbers for the Caucasian race. Also in trying to force women to have more babies. To the point that I think they were talking about giving out like bonuses, which I wouldn't even be surprised. I would not. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like, we're going to give you $50,000 if you have a baby. It would not surprise me with the way things are going. So, that, and then, oh my gosh, there was something else. It done got late, and my brain, the 2, 4, 5, 6 that I got up there are just not rubbing together right now. I do want to say that if you are listening or watching, I do have to say that the Diddy trial has given me a breather from watching all this political stuff. And though it's crazy, it's a different type of crazy. But I do try to keep abreast of what's going on. An interesting site, if you go to the whitehouse.gov site, you can see all the executive orders that are put out daily and weekly. People have to remember, though, those are not laws. That is just a strong suggestion from the person in charge. They don't have to go by them. They don't have to do them. It's just them saying, hey, this is an executive order that I would like to have put out. But we know the people that's up there now, too scary to go against that. But the one that I posted out there about the martial law, that was very interesting because it now gives not only the police, the sheriff department, highway patrol, the The what's some other people? Um, I forgot. Not bounty hunters. they might be in there too. I forget the other people. Them, Homeland Security, the National Guard, the military, probably the reservists, everybody that has any form of policing now can be called upon to help your city and state police officers to do whatever it is they decide they need to do. They're making it more difficult for a lawyer and a judge to help to get you to be able to sue the police or whoever whatever entity it is to get justice for yourself. They are putting more money into making sure that they are protected against us. They are supposed to be giving them raises, which I don't have a problem with them giving them more raises. I mean, it's a tough job. By all means, give them the money that they deserve for being out there in the highways and byways, doing the job of protecting us, not the job of coming against us. How do you turn the military on the civilians? What country are we in now? That the military, who's supposed to be protecting, that's their job, to protect the country. Now you're saying that they can turn and be called in to bring harm or fight against the American citizens. It's a very interesting read if you take the time to pull it up while you're in the bathroom. Yeah, there you go. Some of these things are good. Take it as bathroom reading. And you're educating yourself. Now I'm going to, okay, what did I do with the remote? I got hot. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find the remote. Oh, here we go. And I want you to listen to this because this is my thing. I'm sorry, I got this going every which way. The Diddy trial has a lot of different things in there. And one of the things that it is really showing is how women, how our rights are being taken away, but this male-dominated, the old thought pattern of how men used to really think and how they treated us, and we supposed to be barefoot at home, having babies and all this stuff, cooking meals. Oh my gosh, this thing has become so prevalent all over again. Because in this Diddy trial, this one lawyer, and I'm sure he's doing his job. He's getting paid to defend Diddy. That's not the issue. But just some of the things he said, which is reflective of how men are thinking now. Because you'd be surprised. Out here on these YouTube streets, you can pull up and see how men are really thinking about women and how angry they've been about certain things like the Me Too movement. The fact that they feel like women are getting paid and lying about the abuse that they had. It is just crazy to me. They've been abusing us for years and we had no rights. And we finally get in a space of time, and this still doesn't apply to everybody. Because I guarantee if you had the same thing that happened to you as a young lady that's up on trial now, where your boss SA'd you and you live in a little small town, and let's say you're working for the president of a bank or the president of a school or something like that, and they got a little pool in that little town, you still ain't got no voice. You see what I'm saying? I so wish, I keep saying this, I so wish that for 24 hours, we could all turn to be men, and men could all turn to be women. And I wonder if they'll have a better respect of the shoes that we walk in daily. But hey, I don't know. I don't know if they would or not. So let's see if it's going to give me a commercial or is it going to play. Okay, here we go.
Things have changed enough so that moving forward, the rule should be, if you're being abused, you gotta leave right away. Now, I completely understand why in the past women often did not do that. I understand, as counterintuitive as it seems. why an abused woman would send complimentary texts or emails to her abuser after the abuse. In an era where women felt for good reason that OG predators like Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein would never be held accountable, why not at least get something out of it? These men were surrounded by all sorts of enablers, skeptical cops, assistants who lured women into unsafe spaces, cowards who knew what was going on but didn't dare expose the person who signed their paycheck. In that scenario, it was not illogical for an abused woman to say, well, if I can't get justice for my pain, can I at least get a receipt, a coupon?
Really? Do you see this?
But a lot has changed. Cosby and R. Kelly went to prison. Harvey Weinstein is going to die in prison. Larry Nassar is serving 175 years. Jeffrey Epstein.
He was molesting the young girls on the gymnastic team. I mean, come on. I can't believe it. I just can't believe this guy.
Post-Me Too, reporting of sexual crimes is way up, as is the percent of women who say they're now more likely to speak out if victimized. And many states have changed laws making it easier for victims to come forward. We're not in the no one listens to women or takes them seriously era
That's not true. That's not true. Depends on where you're at.
Actually standing by to take your calls.
Now see, that's not even funny. That's not funny.
I'm aware that it can be difficult to leave an
How would you
abusive
know?
relationship.
How would you know?
Most of what I watch on TV is the Lifetime channel.
You see that? Wow. Wow.
But this should be society's new grand bargain. We take every accusation seriously, but don't tell me any more about your contemporaneous account that you said to two friends 10 years ago. Tell the police right away. Don't
How
wait
you
a
gonna
decade.
tell a victim what
Don't
to
journal
do?
about it. Don't turn it into a one-woman show. And most importantly, don't keep fucking him.
Wow. Wow. That's funny. See him.
Your only contemporaneous notes about what he did should be the police report. It's not victim shaming to expect women to have the agency to leave toxic relationships. Quite the contrary. To not expect that is infantilizing them. If
Can't even
Diddy
say the big
walks
word
free,
you're trying to use.
It'll be because his lawyers can point to an endless stream of text from
Which
Cassie
mean
expressing what's
absolutely
often
nothing.
called enthusiastic consent to their sex life. If you're Me Tooing someone, it doesn't help your case if you texted him, "Me too. I just want it to be uncontrollable." If you want us to think you weren't
He
always
decided to
ready to
put that
freak
up.
off, don't write, "I'm always ready to freak off." Or wish we could have FO'd before you left. You know, one sign you're pretty comfortable with something is when you call it by its initials, like Trump with KFC, or Johnny Depp. Or Johnny Depp with B.O. I get it. Part of the allure of the music industry is you want to be a star. It's why someone moves to Miami from Kansas. It's why they built a freeway from Orange County to L.A.
Wow.
It's why someone might run away from their small-town pastor into the arms of Father Funk. And music is, to begin with, highly sexualized. Magic doesn't strike at the office. It strikes in the studio at 3 a.m. when you're high as a kite and horny as a youth minister and everyone is sexy as shit and you're working on a song called "Slut Up My Goo Machine." Of course a freak-off breaks out. Finally. But if we're going to have an honest conversation about abuse, we also have to have an honest conversation about what people are willing to do for stardom. If you want a #1 record on the chart so bad you'll take a #1 in the face, some of that is on you. And if you're doing it for love, well, come on. Oprah and Dr. Phil and every podcaster in the world have done 1 million shows by now about how abuse is not love and abusers don't change. If it happened once, there will be more of it. To pretend otherwise is like seeing one ant in the sink and thinking, oh, it's probably just the one. The singer FKA Twigs is suing Shia LaBeouf for their relentless abusive relationship. Now, I have no idea what Shia LaBeouf is like, although I've never read.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. That was a lot. That was a lot. Tell me what your thoughts are. I did interject some of mine. I think that he's an old Caucasian man who is very privileged. He is thinks very lowly of women, and I've heard him say other things. He thinks very lowly of other races too. I think people who have money and maybe have forgotten where they came from, and those who were born into money and never knew, I think when you have the money and the power, you should not speak on what it feels like to be the other person that you may be victimizing or lording your power over. And if you're a man, how dare you decide to speak for women who have been abused? You've never walked a day in their shoes. And if you've never been in an abusive relationship, how the hell are you going to tell somebody when they're supposed to leave? See, it's always the ones who either have never been through it or they're choosing not to talk about what has happened to them that have the biggest outcry. He should have kept all that to himself. It wasn't funny, it wasn't educational, and it wasn't helpful to anybody. And yeah, that one guy that thought it was really, really funny because most of the laughs was piped in. Yeah, but this is how the men, pretty much, ladies, those men that you voted into office that's sitting up there in Congress and the Senate, this is how they're thinking. The majority of them. I'm going to say probably 90% of them think like this. So where do you think we'll be in 5 or 10 years? Think about that. All right, guys, that's my commentary for the night. I'm getting ready to go to sleep because I'm going to try to get up early in the morning. You guys, hopefully you had a wonderful Monday, and hopefully I'll be back on track tomorrow morning with my early morning prayer and whatever I might have to say. You guys have a good night. Parker says good night. He's already in his bed snoozing. And so, good night from us over here. Bye.